Hey, Sassy fam. Today we have a special episode for you guys. We have our co-host, Syer.
Hi.
And then we have BJ with us as well. So how you guys feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing. How are you guys?
I'm great. I'm great. How are
good.
you?
I'm good too. I'm having a energetic morning. Usually I'm not very energetic.
Okay.
So
Feeling productive today.
yeah. Okay. So we just gonna get straight into things and talk about how me and BJ met. So,
Right.
we. Okay, y'all.
we gotta
We gotta get together. We gotta give y'all the background, y'all. And it's funny because I guess we're nervous and it's just a mess. So I met Bree through, should we say Twitter or just school? School. We used to go to Georgia Southern, and basically, yeah. So I had a boyfriend going into college or whatever. Like we were together from high school and shit like that. And then like I found out he cheated on me. And this is the girl he cheated on me with. Oh my God. So, like, really, that's just how we got to know each other. I wish it was on different circumstances because, I mean, like, now that we talk today and shit like that, she seems pretty cool. But, yeah. You want to add anything to, or did I get that story wrong?
No, that was pretty right.
And I find it really cool that y'all can sit down instead of beefing over Twitter or Instagram constantly and finally just actually talk about what really went down.
Ooh, child.
And get some clarification.
Yeah, because it started off real rough. But I am glad as well, which is why I reached out to Bree. I reached out to her just thinking of content and things like that. I just thought that would be a good way to show you guys how we're growing. Because that's really what this is all about. Like, I'm growing and I'm learning, and I want to learn from y'all and the guests that I have appearing on here. And I'm just a big ass learner, okay? I just want to make sure, like, that I share these type of moments. Like, we did have our own private conversations and stuff, but I don't think we really, like, touch bases like we're going to now. And this is not no nigga bashing. Like, we're not bashing guys and all that. Like, we're really taking responsibility and just working through, like, where we went wrong and what we learned and what we just want to convey after this. Like, I guess you could say.
Right. So how do you feel about the situation? Like, looking back at it, and do you feel like you were kind of like deceived by him in a way? Like, some guys can be in a relationship, go out and look for other women and not tell about the relationship at home. Was that the situation, or were you kind of aware of that?
At first, when we first started talking, it was more so like everyone around us was telling me that he had this ex that he was with for a long time and that they weren't together anymore.
Right.
And it was weird because at the time he was going home like every weekend supposedly to see his grandma and stuff like that. And
he's such a
I'm getting all the details too, as y'all are as well. Okay, so go ahead.
It's not rehearsed. But he told me he was going to see his grandma and stuff like that. His friends were saying how, him and his ex are still cool and stuff, but they're not together.
Right.
So it wasn't until, I want to say, like Thanksgiving maybe that year, where I found out, I guess they were trying to work on things. That's what it made it seem like. They weren't together. They were just kind of trying to, work on stuff. But then he was also messing with this other girl, too. So I'm just like, okay, well, now I'll figure out my niggas. I say nigga with the quotes. Y'all can't see me, but it's
right.
It's messing with two other people,
Everybody's nigga.
Right. But it wasn't until I done fell head over heels for this dude that I found out, like, he's actually in a whole ass relationship, sis.
Right.
And at that point, it's like, wow, like, I really, really like him now. And he's telling me, their relationship isn't going well. Like, after I had found out that they were together, then he was saying how the relationship wasn't going well. And how,
clearly it wasn't.
Not at all.
And how he wanted to break up with her, but they had been together for so long that that, you know, he didn't know how to do it because they had been through so much together. He didn't want to just leave her.
Wow.
I'm like, well. And I was like, well, I mean, my nigga, you can't keep fucking around on her. Like, you know, if she thinks shit's gravy and you're telling me something different, like, who are you lying to?
Exactly.
And, but me being the person I was, I don't like to lose. So I was like, well, I'm not about to let go of this nigga. So I wasn't about to be the first one to. So I'm just like, you know, gonna stick around. He said he's gonna break up. He keeps telling me he's gonna break up with her. So, you know, if I just wait, you know, he's gonna do it eventually. Mind you, did not happen.
Yeah.
That happened eventually.
It was actually getting sweeter on my side throughout that year. Not even, no cap. No, for real.
No, the thing is, I would see pictures and stuff like that. And, like, he had taken her, I can't remember, it was like some fair, some carnival, some real cute shit. And I was like, how you gonna be telling me y'all about to be breaking up? But you know, even his friends were saying how, wow, like, this whole situation happened, seemed to make their relationship better. And I was like, well, you know, I was kind of wanting it to end, so this kind of sucks for me. But
and guys do that. They try to use an excuse of my relationship is in shambles, so I can go mess around.
Right. And the thing is, I was young and stupid and really believed that, oh, yes, this dude's going to leave his wife for someone, you know, he just met. Like,
right.
And he was feeding me a lot of stuff about how he wanted to be there for me in ways, you know, that other men hadn't before. And that's a sweet spot for me. Like,
right.
You can call it daddy issues, whatever you want to. But it was kind of like, yeah, you know, I want to be that loving man in your life that you didn't get to have growing up. Right. And that is what sucked me in.
Right.
Like, no one had ever said anything like that to me before.
Right.
So it was really hard to let all of that go, despite the fact that he did have a girl, because it's like, well, you know, she's not here. I don't see her. I'm with him 9 months out the year. Blah blah blah. But it was just a mess.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So I saw the perspective because I was back at home, in high school still. So for me, it was like, it started off like weird, like, so before he even left, I don't know if you know, before he left for college and things, like, I knew that he would be gone and I'd still be in school. And so I kind of presented the fact that we just go our separate ways for his year at school, this and that, like, so that we can, you know, have that time so that we can regroup later if that's what we felt like. Because, I mean, and I feel like I only brought this to his attention because of what was going on before. Right. Like, you were not the first, like, messy-ass little, like, it didn't happen on that scale, like, but that was not the first, like, little something I heard about him doing some bullshit, too. So I already was just like, that's how I want to go about it. So he takes me on this elaborate-ass date after that conversation because he's like, that's not how I want to go about it. Like, I want to stick shit out and work things through, and I want to be together. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, you know, we went back and forth for a while, but then he did this grand gesture, took me to Stone Mountain, and we did all the little, like, rock climbing activities, all that extra shit, bitch. And then we went on a little picnic after to watch the fireworks, and he bought, like, this promise ring thing or whatever, and, like, it was not a proposal, but he basically promised to, like, uphold the promise that we discussed before, why I wanted us to even go our separate ways. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, at our age, you know, like, I always had it in my head, like, we're young. So I wasn't too much, you know, trying to take it to that far. But, like, we were really close because we were best friends before anything. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, I could fuck with that. Like, I'll try my best because ultimately that's what I want. So, yeah, 2 weeks into him actually getting to school and stuff like that, after, like, it was a whole ordeal when he dropped me off at school before he went to college and shit like that. I boo-hoo cried. And, like, it took a while for me to actually get to school and shit. So, like, that was just a real sad day. But, like, that was literally the day shit started changing. So 2 weeks into there, like, I'm asking all the older people, like, my friends and shit, like, older friends or family, like, why is he, like, so distant now after we just had this conversation, this and that. And they were just like, you know, like, college is different. Like, you're in high school, college, you're really busy. It's a lot more moving around and fending for yourself. So, like, just give him some time to settle down, and which I did. And so I expressed also how I was feeling too, though. So then, like, I guess that's when you notice the whole coming home every weekend, because I did get to see him every weekend, if not every other or something like that. And, yeah, so, like, our only, like, argument or problem on our side was just that he just wasn't as interactive as he was before with me there. So I guess that's where that came in.